Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another live podcast coming to you live from Jacksonville, Florida. We're going to get it right into it. And this is an episode, if you're not wanting to hear maybe some colorful language about what's going on in the Ferguson situation and what's going on with a video about a white cop who would basically shoot at a black guy for no reason. This is a podcast that might offend some people. Just want to give you a heads up that if you're not wanting to hear this is because my uncle posted a comment on a video called Totally Out of Control, and this is just my take on what I seen in the video. So here we go. Let me know with some feedback what you guys think. Alrighty, let's roll right into it. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another podcast. You know, it makes me sick to see people going crazy. There's a graphic video that I watched just right now. It's called Totally Out of Control. And basically this black guy is getting out of his car at the gas station doing nothing wrong. Looks like he was going into the convenience store to get some food, or maybe stop to get some gas. And this car pulls up, which is a cop, and he goes, "Show me your license." Okay. So the black guy goes into his car to get his license, and the cop starts shooting. And you can see the black guy falls to the ground and goes, I'm what are you doing? He goes, "I'm getting you my license. Here's my license." And the officer goes, "Put your hands behind your back." And I'm going to play it right now. And it sounds like the black guy was getting arrested. And for what? This to me is unjustifiable that it's not about race, but this could be about race in this video because like I said, it's on Facebook, and the video is called Totally Out of Control. And this dude runs up on this black guy, this cop, and starts shooting at him. And he tells him clearly, "Go get your license." So he bends over to get his license out of his car, and this cop freaks out. This just makes me sick. And to me, I'm not even sure how the cop thought the guy was getting a gun. He tells him to go get a license, and the cop just starts firing. This is somebody who's abusing their power. There is a lot of bad cops out there. There's good cops and there's bad cops. And to me, it just seems as of late, more bad cops are popping up. More bad cops are just freaking out. And I'm on the black guy's side on this one. I don't think the black guy did anything wrong. It would be like me just getting out of my car to show like a driver's license, and somebody starts firing on me. I'm gonna freak out and fall. You could even see him. He puts his hands up like, "Okay, I'm unarmed," and this cop keeps shooting. So it's sickening to see what some of these cops are doing out there. Okay, the cop clearly says the black guy dove headfirst into his car, and when he told him to get out, he jumped out. Clearly what I seen in the video, I don't know if you guys are going to think I'm an idiot, but clearly seeing the video with my own two eyes, I clearly seen a guy bend over to reach for his license, and when the cop yells, "Get out of the car!" he gets out of the car because, you know, when someone's yelling at you and they're a police officer, you're going to jump out like, "Okay, I have my hands up." And he clearly shoots this guy, and even the guy goes, "Why'd you shoot me?" "Well, you jumped out of the car." I just don't understand in this video. I'll try to put like a link in the description of this podcast if you guys want to watch it. It's just making me sick that this stuff is going on in 2014. I know as a police officer, you're living a hard job. It's a very stressful job. You don't know if that guy was going in to get a gun, to shoot, but the guy was just living his life. Just going to the gas station, and he gets shot for nothing. You guys might say I'm in the wrong if you guys already seen the video. It just pisses me off that I see this stuff. And because clearly what I seen is the guy goes into the car because the police officer tells him to get his license. and he goes to get his license, and then what happens is the cop freaks out. Literally, the cop freaked out and just started shooting. Prematurely shot. That to me is unjustifiable. You don't just randomly shoot somebody for no reason. But there's too many incidences where this stuff is going on. Too many incidents where cops are doing bad stuff. But like I've said, I've never seen this in person. I haven't experienced it for myself. So I've always said these videos that you see are always the one in a million. They're not like everyday occurrences. You don't see black guys doing thuggish stuff all the time. You don't see white cops always doing bad stuff towards black people. You don't see that. It's just what I think the media puts out there is proceed a black cop or a white cop always goes after a black guy, which could be possible, but in my realistic everyday life, I've never seen a cop freak out like that. I've never seen a cop do something terrible like that. But from the scenes I've seen, from the video clips I've seen online, it looks like it happens quite often. But I don't know, man. I just think this whole thing, and especially with this whole Ferguson thing going on, if it was a black guy shooting a white person, nobody would be up in arms. Nobody would be saying nothing. And I'm 100% real on that. I don't think in 2014, if a black guy shot a white guy, it would be on the news. No one would be saying shit. You know, I always make these podcasts to speak my mind and to tell it how it is and to tell it how I feel. If people are gonna change, you gotta change yourself. You gotta stand up for yourself and what you believe in. You can't let some asswipe cop get away with something. If you're seeing something that's really bad, if you're literally seeing something that's going down right now, that's a crime, you have the right as a person to pull out your camera phone and to film everything that's going on so you can report that cop or report whatever's going on. You have the right. It is not against the law to do that. Yes, cops will tell you can't be filming, we can arrest you, but realistically you have the right to film. So if you're at a gas station, you see a cop, let's say, shooting a black guy, or you see a black cop beating up a white guy, or you see something going on, you have the right to film. But let your voices be heard, because this generation needs to be heard, because you can't be letting stuff like the Ferguson stuff go on. You can't be letting like the cop that choked out the black guy in New York, just because the black guy was a 400-pound black guy. I watched the video. He didn't even look like he was resisting arrest. He had his hands up, goes, "I'm not resisting," and the cop has him in a sleeper hold until he dies. That's the same thing that the people in the UFC do. They put him in a rear naked choke and choke him out, but when the fighter taps out, they let go, and it's over, because that is a move that could literally kill somebody. It stops the blood loss to your head, and you just die because you're choking yourself, and it's bullshit that the cop in New York got off. I heard the cop is not getting in trouble, and that is, to me, when there was a videotape of it, of the cop getting the guy choked out and killed him, that is a criminal act right there. The cop had no right to do this. Even you hear in the video, the guy is basically saying, I can't breathe, and he's, "Oh, you're resisting arrest." He is not resisting arrest. When you're choking somebody and they're almost unconscious, they have no ability to defend themselves. It's like in the UFC. When, let's say, like, UFC fighter like Chuck Liddell is beating on Quentin Rampage, and they're on the ground in the mounting position, and they're just constantly pounding on him, the referee will stop in and say enough, because any more damage, that fighter could die, or he could be seriously injured. That's why the referee's there to say enough. And for all those cops that did that in New York, there was like 3 cops holding this black guy down until he died. They should all get in trouble. I don't give a shit if you're a police officer or you're just somebody that's doing this because you don't like a certain race. The black guy in this video, the 400-pound black guy, might be looked at stereotypically as, well, he's a buff guy, he's a scary guy, he's a big guy. He's like that guy after the show Big Black with Robin Big, that reality show. A lot of people were intimidated because Big Black was a 6'5", 400-pound security guard and he was really big, and if you came up on him, you'd be intimidated because he's like a big bouncer guy that you're like, damn, this dude can't hurt somebody. But did this guy in New York deserve to die? No, he didn't. And I think these cops that are getting away with this stuff should be going down and getting arrested. Just because you're a police officer doesn't give you the right to abuse your freaking power, you know? I'm a regular dude, and like I said, I've never seen this shit happen in real life in person, but if I did, I would definitely pull out my camera and film these pieces of garbage, so I could take it to the police department and say, yeah, look what your officer did. They injured this guy for no reason. Like I said, nobody knows what happened in Ferguson. We don't know if the guy supposedly rushed the cop or the cop just overreacted. We don't know what happened in New York, if the black guy was being aggressive towards the white cop, but we don't know what happened. We just see the end result of the video of the guy getting choked out until he died. You don't choke somebody until they die. That's someone's son, someone's husband, someone's brother, someone's cousin. You don't take them from this world just because you're overreacting. Could you arrested him normally? You don't have to slam him to the ground, put him in a sleeper hold, and saying, well, he's resisting arrest, and in my power as a police officer, I have the right to choke him out. You don't have the right to choke somebody. You can choke them out until basically they're done, but not until they die. And the New York Police Department's like, well, he was resisting arrest. No, he wasn't resisting arrest. He has his hands up in the air like, I'm not doing anything, and they clearly killed him. Just like this video on Facebook I just watched called Total Control, or what is it, like Total Out of Control. The guy was going into his car just to get his license, and the cop comes running out of his car, shooting like a madman. What happens if you were to hit a woman and child that was walking into the store? You really think you should be freaking out like that? No. It's like if I was a gun holder and I had the license to carry a gun, and I seen some white guy or some lady in her car looking like she was looking for something, and I just started shooting at her. Is that justifying where she comes out? What were you doing? Oh, I thought you were going out to get your gun and shoot me. No. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this little podcast because I just had to get this off my chest. And like I said, this podcast is just for me to talk and spit the shit that I think that I see in the world of 2014. I love the outlet that these podcasts can give people in 2014. It gives the young people like myself a way to speak our mind, to let the older generation, we can't stand the shit that you're doing. We can't stand the shit that's going on in 2014. Society is going ballistic, and there's going to be a change. There's got to be something that happens that stops these cops from freaking out. So with that being said, guys, let me know with a comment what you guys think about this topic. Total Out of Control, that's what this podcast is called. It's because, like I said, my uncle commented on a video, and that video caused me to make this podcast because I just don't understand what the cop is doing. So I'm out of here. Thanks for listening to another Talk Raw podcast.